Welcome back to Make Writing Visible. This week I'd like to talk about reading and writing word pictures. Word pictures are smaller pieces of writing, not big, long, complete stories. Just like as a runner you would not start out running a marathon, 26.2 miles, you would start with a shorter distance for running. Maybe do some sprints, maybe do some strengthening exercises, and build up to the marathon. I think sometimes it's important to do smaller pieces of writing because then we can use those in our longer, complete pieces of writing. So what do I mean by reading and writing word pictures? Well, first of all, I have to share something about myself. I've had 27 picture books published, and every time I do school visits, students will say, well, why don't you illustrate your own stories? So let me show you. That's how I illustrate. Thank goodness other people illustrate my stories. But I like to tell students that even though I do not illustrate my own stories, I think I'm pretty good at making word pictures. That is my job as an author, to make word pictures so that people can see it in their heads, even if they didn't see any illustrations. They're able to see those images. As I've mentioned before, I think when you work on something as a writer, you need to back up and do it as a reader first. So what I would suggest is finding lots of examples of word pictures in published stories. I would also suggest kind of a fun little gimmick that when you share word pictures that people find in published pieces of writing, that you get yourself a frame without anything inside it, and when someone shares, they would be able to share the words to look like they are word pictures. So let me share with you. I want to share one from The First Feud Between the Mountain and the Sea, and I'm going to read the word pictures to you first. I'm not going to let you see the illustration. I want to see how you imagine it in your head. So, in The First Feud, a word picture. The Atlantic fired its flooding waters, wildest waves, and harshest hurricanes, and blasted them. Flooding waters, wildest waves, harshest hurricanes, and blasted. What do you imagine that image looking like with those word pictures? That's what Jim Sollers imagined. Another example. Let's see what you imagine in The Dumpman's Treasures from this word picture. A hodgepodge of books on a mishmash of shelves. Hodgepodge of books on a mishmash of shelves. And Mary Beth Owens, the illustrator, showed it this way. At a dump library, that's what her library looked like. It was made out of all different kinds of things, and all the books were mixed together. So that's what I was trying to capture with those word pictures. One more example of word pictures as a reader in Thank You, Grandpa. Word pictures. Shuffled along, side by side, hand in hand, smile to smile. They shuffled along, side by side, hand in hand, smile to smile. Who did you envision in this word picture? What do you think that they looked like? Illustrator Jason Cockcroft from England did this amazing illustration to show a grandfather and a granddaughter shuffling along. So those are examples of word pictures as a reader. Find as many as you can. And then after that, I think it's time to begin writing your own word pictures. So what can you come up with for examples? And what I would encourage is, first of all, look around you. See if you can see some things, and then jot down word pictures. Can somebody see it when you say those words? Examples. One I might do when I look around my office here would be bare blinding light bulb. Bare blinding light bulb. And there's an image of the bare blinding light bulb. Now you know I need all these lights around to be able to videotape these blogs. Another example would be crinkly, puffy, poppy bubble wrap. I probably should do it as a word picture. Crinkly, puffy, poppy bubble wrap. What do you picture? Aha, yeah. It is crinkly, puffy bubble wrap. Another example, when I look around my office and I pulled some things. Twirling, whirling, flippy, floppy, mini Ferris wheel. Twirling, whirling, flippy, floppy, mini Ferris wheel. What do you imagine with that? Well, I have this cool thing in my office that just rotates around. And I think the words twirling, whirling, flipping, flopping, mini Ferris wheel kind of do describe this desk ornament. You can also, besides looking at things that you can see right around you, then take it a step beyond that. Can you think of word pictures that you could write that are specific to something? For example, if you were thinking about breakfast, what kind of word pictures can you come up with? I think this word picture, soggy, cinnamony, raisin lumped oatmeal. Soggy, cinnamony, raisin lumped oatmeal. Do I want that for breakfast? Or maybe I'd rather have a crispy cheese leaking omelet. Crispy cheese leaking omelet. Today I would choose the crispy cheese leaking omelet. But you could all come up with breakfast word pictures and let people see it in their imaginations. Part of this blog will have a handout that you can print out so that you guys can try finding word pictures and things that you read and writing word pictures when you write. And I hope that you'll find yourself a frame and share some of those word pictures. Happy making writing visible.